Hey guys, I did a video a while back, probably about this time last year, talking about my truck gun. I showed this is my truck gun, and asked the question, what was yours? And very popular video, a lot of good responses. It still gets a lot of views even today. A lot of different choices out there people will use for their truck guns. I mean, just anything from just your standard revolvers to all the way up to one guy had a short-barreled Mosin Nagant, and imagine that's a fire-breathing dragon. But anyways, like I say, that video is very popular. Get a lot of comments, and a lot of comments are people want to know why I carry a truck gun. I mean, it's not necessarily they're against it, but why do I feel the need to carry a gun, an additional gun to maybe what I'm carrying on me concealed that day? And this is my choice. If y'all haven't seen that video, I'm gonna put the link up. This is the Sub 2000 by Kel-Tec, 9mm carbine, and a lot of firepower, and it's just very compact, easy for me to carry around, and that's my choice. But anyways, but the question comes up, why? And I'm gonna tell you why. Here recently on YouTube, matter of fact, I mean, there's hundreds of examples of why I carry, but just here recently on YouTube, there's a video going around, and I'll put a link to it, where a young couple was driving up in New York, man and wife and their small child, and they found themselves swarmed and enveloped by a bunch of hooligans on motorcycles. And that's just one example why I do carry. I'm gonna put the link to that video. Y'all go watch that video. But essentially, this man's driving with his wife and small child, minding their own business, just driving, and all of a sudden they're swarmed by this large group of motorcycles, just all over them, reckless driving, getting up on them, pulling in front of them, taunting them, that kind of stuff, just harassing their fellow motorists in general. And I believe the gentleman probably beeped his horn at one of them, and for that indiscretion, it totally offended this guy. He took his motorcycle and pulled in front of the SUV. It was a Range Rover, I believe. This tells you how smart these guys are. He's going to try to brake check a full-size SUV with a 400-pound motorcycle. Anyways, he pulls in front of the SUV, starts looking back, and then he locks his brakes and brake checks him, and the SUV bumps him. Doesn't knock him down, just bumps his tire. Well, then they all see red. It's like a swarm. Sharks see blood in the water, and they're all over this guy. I mean, yelling, trying to get him to stop. They're swarming all over him in his car, and I imagine by this time he's scared to death. I know I would be. You got that many people acting that aggressive towards you. You got your wife and your child in the car. I mean, I imagine he's starting to get worried right now. And anyways, they start getting on him all over him. They're pulling in front of him, slowing down. They finally get him to stop. They basically set up a roadblock on the interstate there and stop him. Well, they jump off the bikes. They begin smashing at his car, hitting, trying to get him out. One report says they had a knife trying to cut at his tires. Well, he panics in fear for his life, the life of his child, and takes off, and he runs over one of them in the process. Well, that just makes them even madder. So now at this point, the chase is on, high-speed chase into New York, and finally they chase him for a while. I mean, high speeds are zipping in and out. They finally get up ahead of him. Road traffic starts slowing down, and they get him stopped again. He has nowhere to go at this point, and they begin to smash his windows, beat on the vehicle. They drag him out, beat him mercilessly right in front of his wife and child. So my question is, what would you do in that situation? That right there, my friend, is why I carry a truck gun. Because here, I know things are different in New York. The liberal politicians in charge of that state and that city have made it impossible for law-abiding citizens to defend themselves. But here in North Carolina, we have castle doctrine, castle laws, where your home is your castle. Well, that law also applies to your vehicle and your place of work. So in essence, someone smashing in the doors on your car, the windows in your car, trying to drag you out, a mob like that, you're in fear of your life, you have a right to defend yourself up to deadly force. It's no different than, as far as, and in this state anyways, it's the same as someone kicking in your door in the middle of the night. Castle doctrine applies to your vehicle. So that gentleman had no way to defend himself. They drug him out, beat him senseless, and I think just a good Samaritan just happened to save him, basically laid on top of him until they quit beating him and telling the crowd he had enough. So, sad day, but that's one fine example of why I carry a truck gun. For that violence can happen to anybody. Like I said, that state, that's tough. You guys that live up there, you have no legal way to defend yourself. I mean, you obey the laws of your state, but it's absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, there was no police. on the scene. I mean, Lord, they said they got, even prior to this incident, they got 200 plus 911 calls on these idiots on these bikes, driving like maniacs, harassing the general public, reckless driving, whatever, absolute disregard for the safety of others and the laws. So, you know, and the police were nowhere to be found. I mean, where were the police? You get that many phone calls? Why weren't there any police in the area? You know, and ironically, a report I saw today said that there was up to maybe 5 off-duty police officers in that group of motorcycles, the larger group. Maybe not necessarily in the pack that was involved in that incident, but they're still saying maybe possibly 2 officers, off-duty officers with the NYPD, were in, maybe witnessed the beating and didn't do anything. Didn't intervene on the man's behalf, didn't step in, try to save him. And that's absolute sorry, and they should lose their job if that turns out to be the case. And they shouldn't be riding, you know, if they're officers of the law, we're held to a higher standard, we're supposed to be, and they're out there riding like a bunch of idiots and hooligans and thugs on these bikes. You know, I don't know, don't make no sense to me. But just a quick video. I kind of ramble. I'm starting to get into a little rant, so I'm gonna start turning it off right here. But I'll put links to my original truck gun video and to a link. There's plenty of videos on that incident here on YouTube. You guys can go check it out. I'll put one of them. And yeah, that's the reason why I carry a truck gun. Why do you carry yours? What would you guys do in that situation? You found yourself in the same situation. What would you do? Anyways, guys, quick video. I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one.